Hi, this is Mason.
We have sort of a problem here.
And you're watching the 315 with Brian Higgins Presents.
You apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
Transfer Portal Syracuse.
You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out.
With Brian Higgins and Jordan Capozzi.
Did you see the memo about this?
Capozzi.
If you could just go ahead and make sure you do that from now on, that would be great.
Capozzi.
And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo.
Capozzi.
We need to talk about your TPS reports.
With this week's TPS Report.
If you could go ahead and try to remember to do that from now on, that'd be great.
Here's Brian and Jordan.
All right.
All right, Mason. Thank you. Our boy Mason on a Wednesday. Jordan wearing a different hat today, so we're going. That is the official sign that it snowed yesterday. That Jordan is rocking the beanie. We think. Now, I don't like to promise anything because promises have a way of just blowing up in your face. But we think Jordan can actually hear the callers today. We've tested it and it worked. So when it doesn't work when you call in, it's not for lack of trying. Then it's just the karmic universe is against us. You all know it, though. The link is pinned top of the chat. If you want to join, Jordan, what's up, man?
Hold on. Okay, we got the chat open. We hopped on so early today. We tested everything.
Yeah, it was very professional of us. It didn't seem quite right.
We're in beanie mode, yes. I don't know, like, this camera's better color-wise, but we're going to keep working this out. I don't have the aura like you do, and not like how the kids say aura, but like you have that light around you.
Do you like this orange glow I added this week? It's very aura-y. I was trying to figure out. I don't know if it's too much or it's just the exact right amount. But yeah,
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, we're just it's our nighttime aura. Like when a show starts after sundown, we got to go full aura mode. And yeah, not the way the kids are saying it because I can't keep.
Hello, Jen.
Yeah, Jen, what's up? 6'7" and the whole thing. It's hard to keep up with it all.
Oh my gosh, Brian, 6'7" has outlived the normal meme cycle to the point where it's gross. All right, here's where we get weird, but we're gonna do it at the beginning of the show.
That's the best place.
Pablo Torre has that super in-depth, podcast where he finds out, right?
Yep.
He had Katie Nolan and another guy I'm not familiar with on, and they did a whole 30 to 45-minute podcast. Can you guess what it was about? It wasn't 6'7", but it's pretty close.
No. Well, you just led me down a road and then took a swerve. I don't know then. 7, 8? 5, 6?
They did a whole podcast, Brian, about gooning.
Do I know what that means?
You don't know what goon... Oh, no. I can't say it.
Uh-oh. But they did a whole show on it?
Yeah, it's
Oh. Yeah. They did a podcast on it.
Being self-sufficient.
Yeah, I'm a self-sufficient Googler, Jordan, so we handled that. So they did an hour on this.
Yeah.
On the show called Pablo Torre Finds Out.
They found out.
He found out? All right. Yeah, I'll stick with 6'7". It's trickled down. Like this is how you know it's been around for a while. It's like Max has been 6'7" now for like weeks. So once it's made it down to the first grade, it can't trickle much further. It cannot trickle, maybe kindergarten. Like that's as far as it can trickle. So it's at the full school bus trickle down, and it's not going anywhere yet because he's fascinated by that. So that's
it's a phenomenon. I've been loving the videos of. It specifically seems to be at women's basketball games. I don't know why. Oh, it's because a lot of those games will be a little earlier and have more kids. Maybe I'm not sure, but. I've seen multiple videos of the kids in the crowd just losing it when they get to 67 points.
I forget what game. It was some just rando game, but I saw a clip on Twitter, and some guy, like the guy went to the line, or lady, I forget if it was a men's or women's game, with them sitting on 65, like late, and the announcer's like, "Oh, you just wait," and he made them both. Like,
did you see the video on was it Vilma who kept trying to get Trump to say 6'7" in the booth, and he just wouldn't say it?
Like, I mean, I'd say there's a good chance that he's got like zero idea what's going on with that. So it's the whole thing. You don't know what we're wasting our time on, Jill K. Well, I'm glad you found us by the Transfer Portal. It's Portal Watch day -50, if anyone's counting. I started Portal Watch unofficially very early a couple days ago because nothing was really going on a Monday. But I think we can get into the idea of that. Like what's most important this offseason is we're here on a bye week. Basketball is in Philly to take on Drexel on Saturday, so we like that. Coming up this week, a chance to see Cayenne yet again. We'll see if he's starting or not, if JJ's back. So lots of stuff to get in on. And, if you got any social fads you want us to find out if we know what they are. No,
don't. That's wasting time.
Yeah, it could
it's
be
the portal, Brian.
It could be
it's
a time
almost
waster.
Open.
But that is proving, unless Jill's kidding, which who knows, because the amount of times we're serious on this show is less than 30%, probably. So that means the algorithm is working, Jordan, and our whole plan has come to fruition. So we like that also. Yes, welcome to Transfer Portal Syracuse. It's TPS Report 6. Brian Higgins, Jordan Capozzi. Grover will probably be along shortly as he oft is. He knows what's up. Dude may make an appearance if he's feeling frisky later on in the program. Max and Viv will probably not, because that would mean things have gone horribly awry upstairs at bedtime. So that's what we got. San Diego Q's is soft launched the portal watching. I mean, you're my lead portal watcher, J.R. Brown. So I'm glad you've done a soft launch. So where do you want to go, Jordan? Football bye week. We got Cayenne conversation. We got other basketball stuff. What tickles your fancy here off the top?
Oh, I know Jill mentioned the portal. And in all seriousness, Jill, thank you for watching. I usually don't get off on a tangent that badly.
No.
I didn't even get into the fact that it's eggnog season. But
that was eggnog. You walked in with a glass here, and I didn't ask. I'm like, Jordan's drinking milk. That's bizarre for Jordan.
Nope. It's nog. I've got 3 types in the fridge.
I love nog. It's a little early for the nog, though. For me.
I am getting sick of hearing something about the basketball team.
Nope.
And I put this out. I've put it out in a few places. I've been talking to people about it. Mm-hmm. Cayenne Anthony has been marvelous.
Fantastic.
I thought there might be a little adjustment period. And he said the pace has been a little different, but I think that was just him looking for something to say he was struggling with. Now, he's been great.
Fantastic.
I'm tired of hearing everybody saying he needs to be a starter after 2 games, Brian, and here's why. I'm going to tell you why, and you can tell me whether you agree or disagree. 1, and this is pretty obvious, Delaware State and Binghamton.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's practicing against better competition than that. He's been training with Chris Brickley. He's probably been in pickup runs with NBA players for years at this point. The guys that he just played, that's cake for him. Mm-hmm. That's dessert. 2, we all know it matters who closes the game, not starts it, as I discussed with our friend Matt Gavendo earlier. Mm-hmm. So why shake Nate King's confidence 2 games after he just showed up here, moved all the way across the country to play here, and take him out of the starting lineup? Because JJ is not an option, so I'm not even going to consider that.
Like, even though Cayenne replaced JJ in the lineup, it ain't going the other way. Like, it's not like it's possible they can start together. They can certainly play together. But yeah, JJ's starting when he's healthy. I don't know if that's Saturday or not, but he's starting when he's healthy.
3rd and final. It's clear that Cayenne is your 3rd option to handle the ball. Yep. So you're going to have your 3 best ball handlers all on the floor at once rather than somewhat staggering them a little bit. Mm-hmm. Doesn't make sense. The starting lineup will have Nate George, JJ Starling, and Nate Kings for the foreseeable future. If Nate Kings can't learn how to shoot a basketball like he was out west, then maybe we consider it. We're going to wait like 10 games or so.
If you'll allow me to quote myself, because my article today on Syracuse on SI was on this topic in many ways. And I wrapped up with kind of what you're saying. Quote, me. The old adage remains, it's more important who finishes the game than who starts. You just said that. You just said that's not in the article. That would be weird. That said, and now quote, because I put a quote in here as if you'd be saying this, or in this case, longtime Syracuse public address announcer Michael Veely would be saying what I've put in the quote here. Because, quote, starting at guard, a 6'5" freshman from Brooklyn, number 7, Kyan Anthony. I mean, like, that's my main argument for it, because that, like, I totally agree with the basketball stuff you're saying, but that's a thing. That's a thing. Now, you know, if he doesn't start the second he comes to the table, people are going to go nuts, but, man, and this is not a JJ thing, it's just come about because JJ was hurt, but if Nate Kings, not Nate George, Nate Kings continues to struggle shooting the basketball, like, the calls of that are going to be loud. The other side of the coin, like the actual way Red coaches basketball side of the coin, they're all going to play, and they're all going to play a lot. Like, Kyan's probably going to play mid to upper 20 minutes a game. So is Nate Kings. JJ will play upper 20s, lower 30s a game. They're all going to play. Hot Hand will play late on a given night. So does it actually really matter? No. But the starting lineup call of Kyan getting the nod would be, like, you were there. I mean, you were there on Saturday, right? He got the start. That wasn't a huge crowd, but I imagine that was a pretty big roar in the Dome.
I mean, they love him. It's certainly not the "We Want Noah" chant that has grown wild, but it was something. I would say the biggest pop I heard, if you will, to use a wrestling term. Shout out my guy J.R. Brown. It was William Kyle when he checked out at the end of the game.
People love
he got a real big pop. People love William Kyle. People love Kyan Anthony. But yeah, we don't have to rush Kyan into the starting lineup, guys. No. Like, come on. Like, I was talking with someone on Twitter, a guy Jeff Abramo, and he really thinks Kyan should be starting, which is fair. Sadiq White was a higher rated recruit. Do we think he should be starting? Do we think Kyan should be starting because his last name is Anthony? Because I think he and his dad would disagree with that. So just let it cook, man. He did what he's supposed to do against a couple of bad teams. Mm-hmm. Drexel just lost to Colgate, so maybe he'll do it again. And then we don't need Kyan starting against Houston.
Yes, Tyler Betsy's burner. Start Noah. That would solve the problem of having to get him in at the end of the game. Just get Lubdell on the court. Like, better idea. Have him take the opening tip. Like, nobody will expect it.
Can you imagine he hits a 3 off rip and then Red's like, oh no.
They win the tip and run a play for him immediately. He's just off a curl and letting it go. The floppy red hair as it drops in.
I can't believe they didn't let him play. Come on. They put Sheffing Diawara in, and they can't get a couple
honestly, like, out of all of the random things that have happened this year, the fact that Sheffing got in the game was odd. I thought I just assumed they were redshirting him. And then all of a sudden they burned his red shirt with 1 minute left in a 40-point game. I'm like, what was the point of that? That made zero sense to me. But besides that, they haven't really set a foot wrong here in these two games. And here's what I'm hoping, like this JJ thing, the Kyan, Nate Kings, Nate George, like whatever it is, that's a 4-man rotation in your backcourt and your 3 most of the time. Sometimes that might be Betsy. Sometimes it could be Donnie if you go huge, though I think Donnie's more apt to slide to the 5 in other rotations. But you're feeling good about that. My hope is here, like, I'd like to get JJ back, like, totally good with him. Hey, you have Kyan. You're playing a crap team. Let's not screw it up. I'm hoping he's to the point that he can get back on the court Saturday, just so in, a week and a half from now when they're playing Houston, that you have your most veteran guy out there. Like, because you're done playing around when you're going Houston, Kansas, somebody else like that, Tennessee coming up.
This wasn't on my original itinerary, but I started just thinking while I was talking about Kyan. When Judah was here, JJ looked really... Actually, I've got to go back to where I always start with this because people don't believe me. Mm-hmm. I think I can probably find the mock draft if I have to. At one point, JJ Starling was a higher draft pick projection than Judah Mintz.
That was like right after JJ transferred.
Transferred.
Right? Yeah.
So that's where the story starts. Judah dominates, and he kind of plays a style of basketball that JJ wasn't great in. So JJ didn't look great that season.
Because he didn't get to
Last
touch the
year,
ball.
JJ's just the scapegoat for a bad team. He's the guy who's going out there in the front. If it were like war, he's the guy in the front who takes all the first shots. He's the front line. He played well and saved them in some games, but he was the face of a bad team. So I think there's some JJ hate in the fan base from some people. Mm-hmm. What do you actually expect from him with this year's team? Because they've got a ball handler, they've got backup, and they've got athletic defense. So could he thrive this year?
Like, yes, but because of the Cayenne thing and how well he's playing, that could also put him in a weird spot if he comes in rusty and isn't playing well, right? Because now we've seen Cayenne. Everybody's been yearning Cayenne for 4 years, 5 years. Everybody since like they were aware Melo had a kid who was turning into a legit basketball player when he was 13, 14. They're like, yeah. And it's all happening. Like, it's actually happening in front of our face. And he plays JJ's position. Like, the best circumstance of this team is that JJ and Cayenne are the second and third leading scorers in some order, maybe behind Donnie. Like that. If that happens, you're really potent. And it means your point guard in Nate George is really distributing well. It means that you don't have to force the ball inside, but William Kyle and those guys get to clean up, and Sadiq White can come along a little slower offensively, which is not necessarily his forte right now. Like, the best case scenario is that they average, 30 combined. Like, that's a lot, but especially if one's not starting. But if they could average somewhere between 25 and 30 points this year between the two of them and be with Donnie Freeman averaging 18, 19, 20, whatever it is, like, that's your best case scenario for the year. Like, if he thrives, they got a shot. Because if he thrives this year, it's not going to be just having to do it all by himself.
Yeah, I'm curious what it looks like, too, because besides the play style, and I hope he's been practicing his catch and shoot, his ability to penetrate will be welcomed, because that's one thing that we really haven't seen that much of. They haven't been able to hit threes, but they haven't really been able to drive into the middle either. It's been running in transition, but it's also been a lot of Donnie at the high post facilitating, which I love.
Yeah, he's really good.
But JJ's whole game, like, you can't really run Donnie at the high post because then you've clogged the middle, and that's where JJ's trying to get, so he can figure out, am I taking this mid-range or am I getting to the hole? So the pick and roll with them will be great. Nate George will probably need to be more consistent with his shooting, but I think it's a good problem to have, and Red will have a lot of options, and you will be able to get creative on offense. But what is it actually going to look like when you have all of those guys? And then add in the fact that Cayenne's proven that he can do everything. And I don't think this is crazy. I think Cayenne's been the best at penetrating and getting to the hoop,
especially with JJ
so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
he does it differently than JJ. It's like JJ is just straight line bulldozer. Cayenne is definitely way niftier at the way he does it. Here's what I did. Jordan, in the offseason, I love breaking down the potential minutes dispersion of the rotation. So I did that this morning in my column. Because right after last game, and this is the first time, like, he's always said, we want to play a lot of guys, we want to play this. Like, last game, he very specifically said the number 9 of how many guys he wants to play.
Yeah.
And when you start counting on this team, that's Nate George, it's JJ, it's Cayenne, it's Nate Kings, it's Donnie Freeman, it's William Kyle, it's Sadiq White, it's Tyler Betsy, it's Akir Soiree. That's 9. It's not Luke Fennell.
Why do I have 10 fingers up?
I don't know. George, Starling, Anthony, Kings, Freeman, Kyle, White, Betsy, Soiree. I got 9. That's 8. I got 9.
Poor Bryce Zephyr.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry, Bryce Zephyr. You're out. You were probably never really in. And realistically, I think that kind of tells us, like, they wanted to see if Cayenne could handle the ball enough, and the answer's been yes. That now Luke Fennell, that kind of tells you, I think his minutes are going to go bye-bye at some point. So that's fine. Would you agree? Like, do you feel good about that night? If you're telling me 9, like we get to a real game, Baylor, Kansas, whatever, a close game, Tennessee, and you see that 9 and only that 9, are you feeling good that that's the right group?
Yeah. Okay. First off, I got to 9, so that's really good news.
That's good news. Too much nog.
Yeah, because right. It's normal nog, by the way. I don't.
Jordan's not a nog
poison my
spiker.
nog.
No.
I don't need to spike it. It's that good. I like it because it's all those guys who are pretty versatile. Betsy's the guy who's going to come in and shoot and hopefully rebound a little. Suarez just going to give William Kyle a rest because Suarez, he's pretty athletic, but he's nothing like William Kyle.
Kyle is.
But other than that,
he's on a post.
Yeah.
So
he's incredible. I asked him about his timing after the game because in that Delaware State game, he blocked a putback and they called goaltending because I think the refs were just so confused.
Yeah.
But do you know how hard that is? The other guy's already like using elite timing for a putback layup, and then he goes up and blocks it. I don't even know how you anticipate that.
There was one
but
play.
I asked him.
There was one play on offense. He got a putback dunk that it looked like when he jumped, like it was going to have to be like a tip or a tip dunk. But he caught it so high, like he got to it so high, he's like, well, I got time to put the whole other arm up here, and I suppose we might as well just do that.
He was up there for so long. But yeah, I asked him about his timing. He's just like, I don't know. I don't work on it. I guess it's just my niche. So good on you, William Kyle.
That's a good
and yes,
niche
Jen, I have OG, I have some pumpkin nog, and I have some vanilla nog.
Pumpkin nog is...
Hood makes it.
Okay, like have they always made it, or is this new because obviously the Christmas season is starting obnoxiously earlier. Like Christmas, there was Christmas stuff in the stores this year. Like I walked in and saw a Christmas display in both Lowe's and Home Depot on like October 15th, and it's like, yo, like, just hold up a little bit here. And I love
Christmas commercials on the day before Halloween. I'm pretty sure.
And I love eggnog. I mean, you are an eggnog connoisseur, but we also all know that I do not like pumpkin-flavored things. So I was wondering if, like, eggnog had backed up into pumpkin season and they'd weirdly collided. But you're saying that's always been a thing? Yeah.
I mean, since I started buying my own nog, because they got the pumpkin, they got, like, the golden for the hood flavor. I got a Southern Comfort. That's the vanilla I got. I'm trying them all, Brian.
The golden hood is a classic nog. Burn Dairy's got a good nog. I mean, if anybody wants to sponsor us with a nog, we can...
Oh, I will.
You know, Jordan will be paid in nog. Like
I'll make your nog,
and he'll make you regret it. He'll take that much. Nog's expensive these days. Like the markups on nog are getting a little aggressive. I don't.
So back to basketball.
Yeah,
back to basketball.
I don't pre-Thanksgiving nog, but yes, back to basketball.
So my other question: when do we start getting concerned? After I said all that about Kyan shouldn't be in the starting lineup. When do we get concerned about Nate Kings? I saw somebody bring something up that I hadn't really processed. His shot does have like a bit of a weird hitch right now. I believe he had some sort of injury over the offseason. And by I believe, I mean, I don't know if it was public or not. But
secret sources.
Yeah, I've got on-campus living sources, and that should tell you what the source is. I know Nate Kings orders food a lot. He always has ice on him, and he was dealing with some sort of injury in the offseason, which, if you notice, he wasn't in a lot of the videos early right after he came. You'll notice that, too. So
your on-campus living sources texted me about Jameis Winston earlier today, so we went down a different path. Jameis.
Of course, he or she did. But I'm wondering at what point do we start getting worried? But what I do like is he's not shooting the ball great over the last 3 games now, if you count the exhibition. But what did he do at the beginning of the last game? Steal, go coast to coast. So that's good enough for me. He's a 3-and-D guy, right? So he's doing half of his job.
Yeah,
but
like a lot of 3-point shooters, right? If it's not going, they're like, well, that's enough for me today. He's at least
anybody in particular that you're thinking about when you mention that?
Well, no, not specifically. Nothing rings a bell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of them.
Yeah. But yeah, at least he seems to be a good effort guy, this whole team is good vibes guys. I don't see any, grumpy person out there that's bringing it all down. And I think that'll help. Like, it's not like, oh man, this Nate Kings guy can't make a shot, and then just everybody's moping around. Like, no, they're just all right. So he didn't shoot a lot. Then other people shot, and they scored 80 some odd points. Like, it's all good. I feel good about it.
Did you see? You were watching the game. Yeah, you did post game.
Yeah. Oh, we did.
My favorite play of the game. I lost my mind about it on Twitter. It was in the beginning of the game. Donnie was pissed that he didn't get the ball down low, and Kyan made sure to find him on the next possession. That was all I needed to see. Like, this team is vibes.
Yeah.
Like, every game, post game, Kyan has a new favorite teammate. He'll be like, "Oh yeah, me and him, we work. Oh yeah, me and him, we like." It's such good vibes, man. Obviously, they've won 2 games by, I think it was around 250 combined points, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been like 1,000
or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard for bad vibes, but it seems like it'll be good.
Yes, J.R. Brown. If only there was a Reese's tree early, then I could also be happy. Because if it was a pumpkin Reese's tree, then I'd be the happiest guy ever if we could combine pumpkin and peanut butter. All right, Jordan, let me lob this out to you. So I assigned yesterday, having seen what we've seen and knowing what we know now, average minutes for all 9 in the rotation. Nate George, 30. JJ, 28. So that's a significantly less than in years past, but is still a good amount of minutes. Cayenne, 26. Nate Kings, 23. Frontline, Donnie, 30. William Kyle, 23. Sadiq, 20. Tyler Betsy, 12. And Akir Soiree, 8. It was one of those things, like, every time you do something like this and you just do the minutes and then do the math, you're like, well, I got to shave about 30 minutes off here so everybody gets a ding. So, and I was trying to do it in a way like Red's like, hey, I want guys to play them when they're guests. The most here I have, even Nate George, is 30 because you can sit him a bit. You got JJ, you got Cayenne. Donnie's your best player at 30, but, you know, you've got Sadiq, you've got other guys. And even in this scenario, your 2 quote-unquote centers in Kyle and Soiree, that only added up to 31. So that's giving you 9-10 minutes a game of Donnie and or Sadiq at the 5. I think it's allowing you to play in all of these different kind of ways, which I can't think of the last time Syracuse had like multiple gears, right? Like this year they can actually do different stuff, which it's good to see. And, you know, the best Syracuse teams always have that. So hopefully it works out that way.
T-Takes, what's happening? Hello, Cuse Mafia. The only thing that caught me off guard, and maybe it's just a loyalty thing because he is, you know, he can do more, I think. I'm not convinced that JJ won't still. It's literally 2 minutes. I feel like you can play JJ more than Nate George.
You could.
Or maybe it's not even you can, but so Red seems like a loyalty guy, right? I think Red is going to do everything in his power to make JJ look good because one, he came back. I mean, he definitely got a very nice G-Wagon and other things to come back, but
and that's not a euphemism.
He got a G-Wagon.
That's what he got. It's the name of a car. It's large and expensive.
And he really carried them last year while Donnie was out. I mean, they would have lost to Youngstown State without him. Like, so I think JJ's gonna probably be up there as well, but
yeah, I just wonder because like they don't want to play like last year. Whatever he played like 36 some odd minutes a game. It was rare if he didn't play 40, right? Like you went into a game and you're like, oh, JJ is on the bench. Odd. This year, I don't think it'll be odd. So whether it's 28 or 32, right? Like I'd be stunned if anybody on this team plays more than 32 a game. I don't know what number you'd ceiling it at for the style. Red
that was the other thing. I was thinking 32 maybe for Donnie. Yeah. I think you could play Donnie a little bit. Like, you play him as much as possible.
He's really good. Donnie's really good. And it feels, I think we talked about this a bit last week. Man, he must have really been hurt all last season, huh? Like, for all the crap he took. Like, he was clearly hurt from day one and then got more and more and more hurt for the 2 months that he played until he literally in that Florida State game at the end, like he looked like he was 85 going up and down the court. Like he couldn't move. Now he looks like a healthy, bouncy 20-year-old who's really good at basketball. It's like, oh, So, like, any memories you have of Donnie last year, just rip him up. Plus, he seems like people are like, oh, he's going to transfer. He's a malcontent, like whatever. No, I think he's kind of quiet, but, he seems to be liked by all and enjoys being here. Otherwise, he would have transferred. Like, the whole stuff floating around him last year was bizarre at the time and is 10 times more bizarre now.
He's like the new kid who transfers into your school.
Yeah.
And he's really quiet and wears all black. So everybody comes up with all these stories about him. And it's like, he's just a normal dude.
Yeah,
that's Donnie.
He just happens to have a few hoodies.
Yeah. Well, but like post game, right? Donnie is clearly the guy everybody should want to talk to. I barely even talk to him because he's just boring. And that's not a bad thing. Or like last year, he would be on his phone during interviews. And I don't even think it was a disrespectful thing. I just don't know if he's that social or he just doesn't want to talk.
And not like as like a malcontent. It's just he's a quieter dude. Did you were at the game? They cut to his family at some point in the second half and showed his mom.
You were loving her fit.
It was like this. It wasn't like a Syracuse orange blazer. It was like it was a more pastel-y version of the Syracuse orange, and she had like these block blue glasses and just looked like the most cheerful lady that's ever strolled planet Earth. Like they do have a Bahamian ancestry, right? Like she looked fit. Like I want to, like, who wants to hang out with Donnie Freeman's mom? She just looks like she's in a good mood 100% of the time. Let's go. Donnie's mom. Shout out to Donnie's mom.
That tweet was funny to me because I saw it and I was like, oh, hold on. What's this? And I was like, oh, it's Brian. So this is a wholesome out.
No. I mean, she's just like, at least I think it was, it was some relative, it was like cut to just a shot of people. I'm like, I think that's his mom. Whoever it was looked great. I'm assuming it was his mom. It was, that made me happy. That 100% made me happy. So
I liked your tweet.
Yeah. Hopefully she'll get up to a lot more games because that's, we just, we need more of that in our lives. We need more of that in our lives. All right, Jordan. We have a guest on the line. We have, in theory, tested this, guest number one, so that Jordan can actually hear you today, Gavendo, as we bring you on. We tested it. I swear to God, this worked before the show. Gavendo, what's up, man? Did Gavendo, is Gavendo muting himself? What's going on here? Why can't I hear Gavendo?
You can't hear him either?
Oh, wait a minute. What? No. What has happened? Oh, the world is upside down. How does... like, we're just going to leave Gavendo there in weird silence. Like, I definitely...
Brian, what's going on?
I don't know. Yeah, this is... wow. That was, of the list of things that could have gone wrong there. Yeah. Just keep waving at us, Gavendo. Like, why?
Hey, Gavendo, it's not about who you take to the prom. It's about who you go home with.
Yeah, why? Just mime something for a second. Hang on. Why is that? Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, do the robot for us. So we like that.
Coming up on Transfer Portal Syracuse.
I mean,
is it a guarantee that Syracuse football comes out of this week without a loss?
Do you have something muted on your end, Gavendo, or is it an earbud issue? I think this might not be our fault, even though history does show that it might be our fault. Gavendo's gonna go. Try to figure that out.
I was so mad, Brian, when he started talking and I didn't hear him. You could probably. I was so mad.
Oh man. Okay. So Gavendo has signed off and signed back on here. Let's try this again. It's amazing how this stuff doesn't work every week, but for like now new exciting reasons. All right, Gavendo. No, we can't hear him. What is like? He's not muted. Like he's 100% not muted on my end. Yeah. Your point, I think you're making a lot of great points there, Gavendo. Yes, good to see you. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't think that was us. And by us, I mean me, because I have all of the things in front of me.
I need somebody else to hop on and click the link now just to try it.
Are we on a literally all the shows streak of this having happened in one way or another? This is, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's like Gavendo called in last week and we heard him and it worked. I swear.
Is it because we're both on that one link?
No, because see, here, just come behind the scenes with us. Like, we tested this out before the show, where Jordan was connected like this, I was connected like this, and then this here, this is a phone. This is my phone, so I connected also to my phone the same exact way Jordan is connected right now. So we had 3 people connected. My phone acting as Govendo would have been right there, the caller in this scenario. I muted this mic like this, so I muted this one. I scared you because you were looking away. And I had only the mic on my phone on, which would have been the same exact scenario, and Jordan could hear me. It worked. Gosh darn it, it worked. So if anybody else wants to check in and we can see if anything else goes hilariously wrong. Every other time Govendo's called in. I don't know. All right.
Yeah, every other time it's worked for him.
I wonder what percentage of our show has been over the now 6 weeks has been us failing at talking to callers. I think it's closing on 10% quickly. Govendo is trying to come back on. We're going to try this again.
I think I'd be able to hear him now, right?
No, because I haven't clicked the unmute button.
Okay.
I haven't clicked the unmute button yet. Now, I did last time, and it didn't make any noises. So, praying on all things that... What happened here? Why did that not work? Hang on. Lots of
coming up on Transfer Portal Syracuse. Which football players are most important to retain, and which?
After this interlude from Govendo,
I don't know.
We may or may not be able to hear Govendo.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yes, we know how to do. We know how to do a show. We know how to do a show. Take that, other shows. You don't know how to do a show. What's up, Maddie?
Are you guys fighting over Cayenne?
We're not fighting, but
no, he should start. He shouldn't start. He should start. He shouldn't start. I don't care who starts. What's the line, Jordan? What's the line?
It doesn't matter who you take to the prom. It matters who you go home with.
Thank you. It doesn't matter who starts this game. They're all going to play the same amount of minutes.
I got a feeling Cayenne's going to be one of the guys on the court at the end, though, a lot, huh? Govendo, that dude's pretty darn good.
Yeah, I'd like to see him scoring 12 to 14 points a game. I think that'd be awesome. I think it might be relatively 10 to 12 in ACC time, but time will tell. I'm excited for Vegas, and I'm excited. I mean, is Houston number 1 yet?
You're asking a lot of early season ranking questions.
Were they 2 tonight?
They were preseason 2.
So they're
Isn't
getting
Duke
close.
1?
Have they done a second poll yet is the question. I don't know if they've done a second poll.
But either way, it wouldn't change because, I mean, Duke just beat Army on Veterans Day. They, doubled them up. So
maybe they dropped
Duke hasn't done anything
for
to lose
insulting our veterans. I don't know.
No, it's Coach K thing. That's fine.
They also played Army, so.
Yeah, but they doubled them up.
Houston's number 1 now.
Are they?
Yeah, I thought that.
I don't think, this is, okay, I don't think Duke was ever number 1.
Really?
Well, actually,
okay, my bad.
Houston's number 1 in the AP poll. Purdue is number 1 in the coaches poll. Purdue actually has twice as many first-place votes as Houston, but Houston has 3 more points than them. So, yes, Houston passed Purdue for number 1. Duke was actually 6th and has moved up to 4th. After,
I don't know ball.
Army.
Okay. I just looked at the ACC rankings and figured because they had 2 boozers that they'd be number 1. Oops.
Yeah.
And they're good, too. They're real good.
Yeah. Those boozer kids are good. Shocking report, everybody. Duke is going to be good this year. We are. Do
you think we'll be able to knock down some threes as we go, or you think we're just getting started?
I think so. You look at the roster composition, you think so. Cayenne can shoot. Nate Kings can shoot, right? We're told. That's why he's here. Betsy can shoot. I think the thing is here, Govendo, Jordan, they at least have multiple guys this year. You didn't have anybody last year. At least you have multiple guys this year. So hopefully each game, somebody hits a few.
I'm excited for Donnie. I think Donnie's going to have a breakout year.
He can shoot too. We see him shoot.
Well, he was shooting a little bit more than he should have been shooting in the beginning, but he kind of reeled that in. But he also makes his shot, so it's good.
That's the thing. He's making them. Remember last year, everybody was getting mad about Donnie shooting, but then he had the one game he started 4 for 4 or something. But he can shoot. He can.
I like the William, Kyle, Donnie 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. It's finally great to have a power forward. Remember, like the Rick Jackson on Oahu era. You know what I mean? They have a dominant 5 and a power forward that can play.
Yeah,
Dangerous.
Donnie's bulked up enough. It looks like too from last year that he's can. I mean, he's not like huge, but he's a big dude now. Like he can get in there and rumble a bit. It feels like.
Now we've got a test coming Saturday. Is this a home game or is this a neutral?
I think this is technically neutral.
Oh, not. It's not a home game. It's a neutral or an
Yeah,
away game.
it's neutral. It's at the Sixers Arena, right? Whatever bank that's currently named after. Wachovia
Yeah, it's like a
something.
double header
Yeah.
with some other game, but also they're giving credentials to Syracuse media for it, I believe. So it's definitely neutral. I don't think it's a straight road game, but it's basically a road game. But they just lost to Colgate, so Drexel stinks too.
Can anybody tell me the Vegas schedule? I know we play Monday, Tuesday, Kansas, Houston, or vice versa, but what's up with Wednesday, Thursday? Is it so? I'm not comprehending. Like, if they're out of the tournament and they're not in the championship, they stay there till Thursday and play. Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know is the short answer. All I know,
they play
they're
3
playing
games.
Houston Monday, they're playing Kansas Tuesday, they're playing somebody after that. Is the best I could get, and it kind of feels like they're making it up on the fly. But I honestly, I mean, the game sure as hell better be on Wednesday. Nobody needs a random Thanksgiving Day basketball game. But yeah, I don't know, Govendo. I don't know if the organizers really care. Like, the whole point of the tournament is just to get everybody the NIL money. So it's just, like, this is the weirdest tournament where, like, just the winning of the tournament is almost incidental. So yeah, I have not figured that one out yet.
I think you guys need to get Noah Lobdell on too.
Yeah, maybe we'll get if he gets in one of the games out in Vegas, then things are going very well. Q's Vegas in the chat, Govendo, and he would know due to being in Vegas. Wednesday is based on results, at which time they will give us the tickets. No game Thursday. All right, so the third game's Wednesday regardless. We just don't know opponent or time. That's based.
Yeah, I've got tickets Monday, Tuesday, but I haven't heard Wednesday, Thursday yet.
Yeah, so you'll get if you've bought the whole package, it sounds like you get the Wednesday once Tuesday has happened because, there's 8 million things that could happen.
And if they're not playing on Wednesday and they're playing on Thursday, I got to hop a flight on Wednesday, get home for Thanksgiving.
Because I don't think going for some rando consolation game on Thursday counts as a good reason necessarily to miss Thanksgiving. I mean, you can try it out, but I don't know if it's necessarily the best answer out there. All right, Govendo, good to see you, man. And it worked. We have a caller on, and we all talk to each other. It only took 6 weeks. It only took 6 weeks.
Technology.
What can stop us now? Grover figured out how to get on the show before we figured out how we could all talk to each other. Yeah, you heard your name, Grover. That's right.
He actually didn't because he's going through headphones, but he just knows.
He knew. He looked up at exactly the right time. He knew. TM44's got there's a lot of the chat that's going out to the game here. Going out to the games. Very nice. Very nice. I have a potential conundrum coming up for the Houston game here, Jordan, because the Houston game is at 6, I do believe, a week from Monday. I am also I am deep into that's going to be deep into the second grade basketball season.
Oh no, you're coaching again
at 6:20. Not only am I coaching, Jordan, I am the head coach of our team. So we're going to have some stuff going on. So I should be home in time to do a post-game show, but it could be a wildly ill-informed post-game show because I won't necessarily have seen the game. So, chat, we may have to do the post-game show backwards where you all tell me what happened in the game and then I react to it. So we may just have to go a different way.
Do you have a game, did you say, or is it like a practice?
It's a practice.
They don't do anything. So have them watch the game as your practice
it
and
could
be like, this is what you should do.
So, kids, we've arrived at week 3 of basketball, and for the first time it occurred to me, none of you probably know what basketball actually is, so let's watch this.
Yeah. See how Donnie jumps up and dunks it? You guys should do that.
So Max, why aren't you like you gotta throw it down like that? I've got the whistle, Gavendo. We actually had first practice was on Monday, and compared to kindergarten ball last year, it was definitely slightly more organized than that. I am thankful. We got 13 on the roster. It's a large group. They have 6 teams of that size of like first and second graders in ESM. So there's a lot of basketball going on. I got 2 assistant coaches. So we can divide and conquer.
What do you need 2 assistants for?
Because there's first and second graders, Jordan. I could use 4 assistants. We got to roll deep. We need support. We need backup. We need to take care of it. Supposedly, I think weeks 5 and 6, we're supposed to like scrimmage against one of the other teams. So hopefully by then we'll have taught them what like all of the people on the court at once looks like. But that's a problem. That's a problem for another day. We worked the dribbling, the passing, and the layups yesterday or Monday.
Here we go. Yeah. Okay.
Fundamentals.
I just figured out why Grover was up here. There was a twist tie on one of the cords I undid. So that's what he wanted. And also, Jen, I know you said to leave Noah alone. Matt was being serious. Me and Matt have talked about trying to get Noah on, and I'm very serious about I want them to put him in the game. Like that's not me joking around. I really would like to see him in the game, and the fans would too. So we'll get that. But is there anything more with basketball?
He's more important to the team than a lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. What height are the rims, Gavendo? My guess is because we use like the ones on the side of the elementary school gym. I'm guessing they're 8. I may have to Hoosiers it and bring the tape measure just to not to prove that they're 10, but just to satisfy my own curiosity of how tall the rims are. So we'll have to figure that out. Triangle it too. Yeah, we're gonna figure out who the other team's best player is and toss a box and 1 at them and just really mess them up. All right. Should we? If anybody else would like to call besides Gavendo, thanks for calling in, Gavendo, and figuring it all out so we can get on the air. The link is pinned top of the chat as always. All calls are welcome here. We'll hang out till 9 or so. Football bye week. Obviously everything's gone terribly wrong, which, I mean, what can you say about it? Like, it's been a mess ever since the QB got hurt. Can you believe, sorry to interrupt you, can you believe the nerve of Joe Filardi to come in the game and backdoor cover to Elijah Washington Baker? Was that who it was? Was that the name? I think it was a guy who, I think it's Baker Washington. Baker Washington. Okay. Yeah. Nobody like knew he was a possibility. Tight end. Yes. So like the nerve of Joe Filardi. I think he threw like 4 complete passes in his start, and then he just came in. And the worst part, Brian, I thought Ricky Collins had a knack for the backdoor cover. Yeah. It's not. Teams just don't care on the last drive. So Joe Filardi just tanked any stock that Ricky Collins had. What's wild is my no wrong answer. So the final of the game ended up being what? It was 38-10. So it's 28. It was a 28.5 point spread. In no wrong answers, I went 45-16. So 1 more touchdown for each team. I had Syracuse scoring late, but Fran doing the thing coaches do and they just go for 2 late because I don't know why, and missing it for Miami to cover by half a point. But I think the difference here is when the extra point gets you to double digits, you got to kick the extra point. I think that's why Miami covered. But it kept things interesting down to literally the last second. All right, Notre Dame. Who do you think's starting? Collins, Filardi, Carney. That's interesting. My plan is here, like, and you screwed it up. Carney starts against BC, so that's a lock for me. You should have saved another game, so and given them both, but you screwed it up, so just give him BC. So you're going Filardi or Collins next week. Like, there's not a good answer to the question here. Yeah, that's why it's so tough, because, like, in the most polite way possible, who gives a you-know-what? Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not saying the answer to the question matters at all, which is why it's so... Like, I posed the other day that, like, you're in a bye this week, which is no time for recruiting or a lot... Like, you're playing Notre Dame. You might have a chance to pull a big upset, knock him out of the playoffs. No, spend the whole week getting Carney ready to play Boston College and figure out next week. Like, have a run-up so this guy's ready for his one shot to end of the year to find out if you have a backup for next season?
I think it's probably Collins for a few reasons. One, I mean, you already move back to starting him. You can't just flip flop forever. Two, I guess you could try to get him some tape. Like Fran is down to help guys in the portal, right? I don't know if Ricky Collins wants more tape of him against Notre Dame out there, but whatever.
That might not.
And three, Gary Gate at some point had to have gone to Fran and been like, "Can we not get him killed, please?"
Yeah.
So I think
if
Ricky
you're going to
starts.
block for him, we might be able to do this, but
Yeah.
like I don't know if you've watched that tape. Like we know Belichick was grinding on it, but he's pretty good at lacrosse. So let's maybe keep him upright for the team that's actually trying to win a national championship. I don't even know if he's legit going to be in the rotation for Lex this season as a freshman, but like they have big goals. So if he's good at that, let's have him standing. Yeah, I don't know.
He's a walk-on. What's the point of starting him again against Notre Dame? Like, what's the point?
I don't know. I didn't know what the point of starting him last time was. So we're all a bit lost there. I just hope, and I wish it would have been 2 games, and you could have, if you had planned it better, it easily could have been. Give Carney just the whole last game. Like, if it goes disastrously wrong, it goes disastrously wrong. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You need to know if you have anything on him. And, like if I'm Carney, like you're in a decent position, right? Because who knows what the health of your starter is going to be, who definitely has a name. That's Angeli. Is going to be at the beginning of next year coming back from an Achilles. It's probably going to be hard in the portal to get somebody legit because you have a starter coming back. Like if you're Carney, like put it out there, be the backup. And if I'm him, I'd say this, like I want to be the backup. And well, I would have said this, like let me play the rest of this year and I'll redshirt next year while being the backup. Now you don't need to, but like be the backup next year and like be ready to go. And if you don't like it, then you can still transfer 3 years left. So I think he's in a good spot to come back next year with a lot of options going forward.
Yes, but the other thing is there might be a reason he's not throwing the ball. Like
I also want to know that. Like I want to see for my own personal curiosity. I want to see.
I do too. I'm just saying, like it's the same thing as when they started Flaherty, right? Like it can't get much worse. And I think Carney is talented, but I don't want to go out and just guarantee that he's any better, or else he probably would have been out there earlier. He's probably a freshman who
I just want to see.
I want to see the Wildcat, but somebody got mad at me on Twitter and said that was a dumb idea because it's about development. Because just having like Joe Filardi and Ricky Collins get beat to death in the backfield is developing a lot of guys.
Well, it's not about their development. That's the
but who's developing? The line isn't developing. They're just getting beat up. The receivers aren't developing. They're just running cardio. The running backs aren't developing. They're just standing there because you can't run the ball because there's no threat of the pass. The defense is developing. So
see?
Cool.
Development.
Just run the Wildcat. Maybe that's why they're doing this, because if they just go as fast as possible, the defense gets a lot of reps and develops.
Yeah, we talked about this. Was it you, San Diego Keys, who brought this up in postgame on Saturday? I forget who started this conversation. Because
Jen,
you know how
that's where we're at. We're at Jen's son's senior year of high school football. That's Syracuse football.
We're talking North Stars. That's what we're doing. Especially this year, like the portal opens Jan 2. The season's going to end at the end of November. There's going to be so much behind the scenes tampering, whatever going on for a month. It's going to be just insanity. Like Samuels is going to get offers. Delorier's going to get offers. I think Trimble's going to get offers with what he's showing. Byron Washington's going to get offers. Peel is going to get offers. And I'm sure there's other guys. Tylee Kill you mentioned. If you're Syracuse this offseason, and because to get another legit quarterback, like you got to pony up. To keep those guys, you probably at least got to increase their scratch a little bit. Where would you lean towards spending your money first? Like splitting it up amongst those 5 or something to that ilk? or making sure that you're not screwed at quarterback?
Look, man, when quarterbacks get injured, it just happens. You want to know what teams win it all with backup quarterback? Teams that their quarterback gets injured in the Super Bowl and they have a guy with a phallic nickname and he goes out there and he wins it for him. But like, they're not long term. You're not going to win long term with a backup. So yeah, you can't just throw a bunch of money at a backup. You can't.
No. If you're Syracuse, when your starting quarterback gets hurt, you lose. That's what happens, especially in this current era. Like Ohio State, when Cardale Jones was their third string guy, yeah, they can win the Natty. But or Nick Foles just randomly playing well for a month, Jeff Hostetler playing well for a month for the Giants back in the day, sure. But yeah, like you don't want to have a bump. I don't know how they weren't able to get it better than this, but I'd rather have Samuels, DeLaurier, Trimble, Washington, Peel, Tylee Kill. I'd rather have all those guys back next year and then just hope Angeli's ready and good to go.
I will say, now we know why they have so many. They have a lot of quarterbacks. Yeah, now we know why they have so many quarterbacks.
Oh, man. What's it? If you have two quarterbacks, you have none. Well, Syracuse is like, we have one, but just in case, we have 7 others, and we're just really going to figure it out. We're going to roll it out here and figure it out. Oh, man.
I want the line to be good, Brian. I want the offensive line to be good, but I don't know what you need to do with that. You have young guys. Yeah. I mean, you figure Washington and Pringle, they'll stay.
Yeah, like Pringle, first start, right? He really struggled, but okay.
He's big.
Start. He's big. If all these big guys, if 5 of them work out, you got a line. Does Austin Collins have any eligibility left? You better show.
I don't know, but Ferguson definitely does.
Yeah, you need to make sure center is figured out, because they got Collins from Louisville, and then when he got hurt, before Collins was there, they were trying out everything under the sun at center. They just didn't have anyone naturally trained at the spot, and I know Fran's play the best 5 guys and whatever. All right, let's play the best 4 guys and have a center. I think you need to separate maybe those 2 ideas, because when they got to the bench at center this year, it turned into just an absolute grease fire, real fast.
Rice is red-shirting. I think Rice can play anywhere on the line, can't he?
The North Carolina dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's more of a guard.
He's definitely guard. I think I saw he played tackle, but I feel like he's a guy who
he's big,
could try to play anywhere. But he's red-shirting, so that's good. But yeah, I know the quarterback hasn't been good, but the offensive line, we were expecting it to be better, and it's the same issue that they've had, and nobody's talking about it like it's the same issue because they're distracted by the quarterback. But they didn't have enough O-line depth, and they're just throwing guys in there who aren't as good. Some of them really just aren't capable of playing legit minutes or legit time. You don't say minutes for football, but there's still minutes, snaps.
Yeah. Man, what was is that dude playing for USC? Who was the center last year that randomly got an extra year with the and then went
Jandre Reed. I don't know if he's playing
or not. Starting for
USC?
Because, man, Jandre Reed wasn't a great player, but he was solid. He was solid. He was a perfectly solid player. Is he starting for USC? Let's we gotta figure this out. It's suddenly very important. There's a picture of him in a game. How do I look up participation? I don't even know. We're just lost here.
But there's my answer. Also, you got to keep some of the guys you have in the secondary. You got to keep the young guys.
Yeah. Chris Peel's pretty good. Samuels gets a lot of talk. Peel's really good.
I guess my next desire, you have good players on defense, but and it might not be all his fault, but David Reese hasn't really done what you had hoped, right? No. Diggs delivered. Reese has not. Grant is your splash player right now. Grant's probably gone, right?
Yeah, Grant's out of eligibility.
Okay, he's out. Okay.
In this day and age,
if he's not
he's really out of eligibility, but I think he's.
I can't keep track. But so that's the other thing that I would want. I want the line to be good. I do think there might be a little work with receivers unless you can keep Jonte, but
Calvin Russell, let's go, Calvin.
Oh, I keep forgetting about him because he's a freshman.
Yeah,
but
freshman wide receivers are allowed to be good now, so hopefully he is right away.
You need a splash guy on defense. You just whatever guy you bring in, they need to add one of those guys who he's just always around the ball somehow. Yeah. He can force fumbles if you go across the middle on him, but he can also find his way in the backfield and pressure the QB. But if you throw the ball near him, he can also, be jumping up and lurking and getting a pick. And I know I'm asking for a lot. I'm saying you need a great player, but you have a solid base.
I think they have a guy that could become that.
Okay.
If it works, given a whole season to get ready, like of the people they have, Tremble has a shot.
Yeah.
Athletically, he's got a shot. This year, it's just they've lined him up and just tried to shoot him toward the backfield. Hopefully, with a year of off season and learning defense and like just having a chance to absorb it all, like I still agree you need to get a guy like what you're saying also at linebacker to play with Delorier. Like you need another guy. But yeah, I think
it doesn't even need to be a linebacker. Like it can be a safety.
Yeah, it could be a safety down.
It could be an edge guy who you can play in the middle, like they did with Diggs at times. Like it just needs to be a playmaker, because that's what they're missing. They're missing like they have Grant, but they're going to be
the coaches related to somebody who's randomly in the transfer portal or worked with their parents. We need a McCord situation is what we need, but at like SEC level rush defensive end. Yeah, Murad Watson just returns. Just come on, Murad, come on.
I'd take him.
Yeah, he's good.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think they need the most? Are you more worried about retention, or are you more worried about adding something?
I think retention is huge. Like obviously, what they need the most is they need the quarterback to stay healthy. But I think retention is huge because, like Fran's been saying it, and obviously the results. Like these young guys, you can see it. Like if you can have Samuels here for a few years and Delorier and that whole group I said, like that's huge in multiple ways because if they become that good, people are going to come from it. It's going to get expensive. Or they're going to be willing to take slightly less than market value to stay at Syracuse, which also says a lot about Fran. Does Gary Bryant have another year? People's eligibility is so nebulous these days. I have no idea.
I don't know for sure, but I believe him. But even Bryant, like Bryant's good. I thought he'd be better.
I thought he'd be better.
And also, it's tough for him too. He hasn't had the easiest time being good, I guess, if that makes sense. Like
it's hard to be good.
Well, no, what I'm saying is there are good pieces on that defense, but now we're getting to the point where you're playing really talented teams, and it's tough for one guy to kind of carry, I guess.
It's just, you haven't had anybody on the team this year that has made what you said, made splash plays like Fidel made last year. You just haven't had it, and you haven't had that chess piece like Fidel, that especially when Marlo Wax got hurt last year, Fidel went from being a rush end he became the answer to all of their questions on defense, and they haven't had that. Justin Barron, I think, is a guy that is missed on the defensive end, but yeah, I don't know. And then you can get into the play calling and all that, but you look at this season, I think they would have, if Angeli hadn't gotten hurt, they'd be fine right now. Like, would they be 8-2? No, but they'd be fine. They'd be sitting there at 5-5 or 6-4, whatever, and it would be fine. Like you'd be like, well, it's not as good as last year, but it's fine. Instead, it's a grease fire. So, if they
by the way, just talking more about Angeli being amazing. UConn went out and did they beat Duke or lose to him in overtime? I forgot which. They beat him.
Duke is 5-4, I think, but they're 4-1 in the ACC. And currently have one of the best percentages of making the conference title game.
UConn hasn't lost a game in regulation this season.
Really? Shout out
They've lost twice in overtime, and they lost once in double overtime. I think when you see all that, and I knew this because I actually used them in the NCAA football dynasty because I didn't want to use Syracuse until the roster was updated.
And you used
UConn's roster this year was kind of nice, Brian. Like they're a good team. What Angeli did was impressive coming back against that team. That's a solid squad Moore's got there.
From when Angeli started playing well, whatever that was, call it third, fourth quarter against UConn, because he was not good in the opener and he was terrible in the first half of that game. Once he got it, like against Clemson, he was unbelievable. And again, he's not Kyle McCord, but he was really, really good in that game. And yeah, I didn't see any reason why that would change. There was no reason why that would have changed. So I think Syracuse would have had a fine season. I think that's what stinks. And I think Fran's just having a really hard time framing it. The framing changes every week, so it's probably good we're not hearing from him this week, just to give it a little pause. Give it a little pause.
But yeah, I don't know. Like next year, there's so much intrigue. I mean, the coaching staff stuff too, and okay.
Who do you think is the offensive coordinator next year?
Yeah, well, we're talking about the roster, Brian. Like, what would you put the odds at that they have a new coordinator? And what would you put the odds at? Like, who's to say? I don't think they'll both go, but I don't think it's a guarantee which one. Because Robinson, has he really delivered? Like,
not as a coordinator.
Yeah, so like.
Now, I think he's well liked. Now, who knows? Like, Fran's not one to assign credit necessarily for recruits, but I'm sure Elijah's had a significant part of that. That said, like, who's to say his alma mater, once they hire a coach, doesn't throw a bag at him and to be the D-line coach, associate head coach, whatever, and he goes to Penn State. That is the way Fran can get out of it without firing his best friend. There's going to be ways to do it. I also wouldn't be shocked if Josh Gaddis is the offensive coordinator next year and Jeff Nixon goes back to the NFL or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, neither of those would shock me.
You know what they have in the NFL, Brian? A lot of them.
Quarterbacks?
Solid backup quarterbacks.
Jameis! Oh, man. I am so excited that I don't have to watch Russell Wilson this week. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, more so than Daboll being fired, and it's terrible Jackson Dart got hurt, and he's got to stop concussing himself. But thank goodness it's Jameis. I don't care. Like, they're going to lose, but it's Jameis. At least it'll be fun.
The vibes. Yeah, we're back to the vibes.
The vibes. I just, like, I couldn't do another second. When Russ came into that game, when the Giants were up 10, Dart goes out, and Russ came into that game, it was so grim. I was down here in the basement watching the TV, and it was just grim. It was a grim. And then I moved it over to my tablet, and Max and I were in the garage doing some kooky project, and it just, every time I looked at it, it was getting worse. Jameis will. I got
a really good price on a bet, Brian, when Wilson came in for him to score the next touchdown, and when they kicked the field goal on the 1 yard line, I was bugging out, dude. I was bugging out. Like, just sneak it. Like, we don't want him. Like, I thought he was unlimited.
You saw the play before when he got annihilated, though, right? Like, he can't go. Yeah, like, it's not even losing the game, J.R. Brown. I'm mad at it. It's just I'm done with the Daboll. I can't believe they're keeping Shane, at least for now. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe we'll get all aboard the Lane train. That would at least be entertaining. They're gonna hire Mike McCarthy, hopefully, or I don't know.
But yeah, that's why we got to the Giants and their coaches, because anything could change for Syracuse. The only thing that is guaranteed to not change, I would say, Fran Brown will be your head coach.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a question. And Steve Angeli seems like he will be your quarterback. And even that, I believe he's going to stay, but
I'd say the only reason he's not the quarterback is if they're getting just really off-putting reports about his recovery.
Yeah, or I mean, I don't think he would, but I bet there are a lot more high-level schools who would be willing to give him a chance to start now than when he left Notre Dame.
Yes and no, because here's the problem. If you bring in Angeli out of the portal this year, he's not going to be ready in the spring. You're going to bring in a guy that can't play.
Good point.
So
that's a good point.
I think it's tough. If you're a school that needs a quarterback, which usually means in this day and age your job is in some tenuous state, are you going to place it on the guy whose Achilles snapped last year? Yeah, I don't know.
Good point.
Yeah.
So point being, you'll have Fran, you'll have Angeli then, and
there'll be 98 other guys hanging around.
Yeah, who knows who else is going to stay and who else is going to go. Samuel said he's going to come back, right. So there you go.
He's going to have to turn down a bag to do it, because those offers will come. Those offers will come. All right. We've been doing it a while. I think that's enough here for a Wednesday. We got hoops on Saturday.
Not a nog.
Jordan's had a nog. That was a big mug. Like, that is an aggressive glass of nog.
Not really.
He had a
like
pint of nog.
I mean, it was mixed with some milk.
All right. Okay. So you thinned it out a little. Okay. All right. It was a lot of nog. All right.
Was it a lot of nog? Like,
it was a good amount of nog. It was a pretty good amount of nog.
I think it's an appropriate amount of nog.
Like, when I drink a nog, I don't use a cup that large. Let's put it. And I love nog, not to your level. I mean, who can approach your level?
Okay. Look, fine. Here it is.
All right.
I told you I got 3 types of nog. One of them was it was $2.50 special yellow sticker at Tops because it said Best Buy the 13th.
All right.
I
so
bought
you need to finish the nog.
Yeah.
All right, okay. Now that all right. I retract further questions, Your Honor. That's I retract.
I'm also gonna use the same size glass when I'm drinking the nog that's gonna last. So.
Yeah, that's also true. All right, T-Takes has never had eggnog. What?
I've heard that from a few people today, actually.
I love nog. It's so good.
It's incredible.
Like,
the best way I can explain it is it's like if you like vanilla milkshakes and you like the spices in pumpkin pie, then
I don't even find it like, I don't know, because I don't like pumpkin pie, and I don't find it like it's very
not the pumpkin though, just like the spices, like the cinnamon and the eggnog, and the nutmeg,
like a little nutmeg dash. You can either toss some booze in there or not. It's good either way.
I mean, there's some Fireball over there that could go right in the nog.
It could, yeah. I'd say either whiskey or rum would be the top 2 boozes for nog, depending on what you're going to do, and just a little. You don't need to overkill it. But yeah, I don't. Much like decorating, much like putting up the Christmas lights, I don't nog before Thanksgiving. So you'll have to check back in a few weeks, and then I'll join the nog party.
All right, I'll be drinking a different nog next week. Should that be a thing? Every week on the
100%.
podcast, I have a different nog.
Nog reviews.
Right,
Jordan's holiday nog reviews. 100%.
Hold on 1 second. Stand by. Just do your outro, and I'm going to figure out what nog I'm drinking. Give it a rating. We'll keep it running nog rating.
We're going to go Jordan has left the screen to go check out his fridge to look at the various kinds of eggnog. Today he was drinking eggnog that somehow this early in November was going to go bad tomorrow, which is disturbing since eggnog should barely exist before December. Tops Holiday Eggnog. Is that from last year? Eggnog usually lasts a really long time. So I find it odd that
oh my God, it might be.
I find it odd that it's like Best By date is early
They covered
November.
the barcode with yellow tape. What does that
like? Don't examine this
nog. That just means they don't want you to scan it. That's fine.
Oh man.
Hold on. Like, can I know when this is from or no? Is that part of the deal?
Vodka the nog. I suppose you could vodka the nog Govenda.
I've done it. It works.
Yeah, I mean it works. It's just not how I opt to go. It's not my personal nog preference.
So this is a pretty good nog, even though it's a little expired. I'll do just a quick little.
He hasn't had enough over the last hour. You gotta top
no.
it
It's
off.
just we're doing a review.
San Diego Cuse is going to cook dinner. Jordan Capozzi eggnog review here on November 12th.
I mean, that's a solid nog. I mean, it's almost expired. It's Tops brand. It's the first one, but like that's a solid nog, man. These ratings might all be really high. I'm gonna go. It's really good. I'm gonna go 7-7. It could be a little thicker, I guess, because that was a sip with no milk in. So I'll go 7-7. So there's room to go up next week. Maybe we'll do the pumpkin.
Okay, the pumpkin, I just without tasting it, I rate a 0 on the nog scale because I don't like pumpkin flavored things. Jordan will rate it higher. The first of Jordan's holiday nog reviews, and I guarantee you he's not going to get tired of nog. He will be drinking it through December and into January until they stop selling it. All right, that I think is an appropriate way to wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out for far too long on this Wednesday night. Jordan and I will be back next Wednesday with TPS Report number 7. I'll be back with you next live here Saturday after the Hoops game. It's scheduled for a 3:30 tip. It's the second game of a doubleheader. Jordan is showing something on his phone. Topps Holiday 7-2. Okay, he's got the NOG rankings in the phone, and we're ready to go. Post-game Saturday, bird cam stuff tomorrow, all the good stuff. For Jordan, I'm Brian. Thanks for hanging. Good night.
Thanks for watching the 315 with Brian Higgins. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. We'll see you next time.